One quick thing before we get started. Sorry about the title, but we are going to show you how to make money going to Target and selling stuff.
How many of you guys remember 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, people were making thousands of dollars a day sometimes doing retail arbitrage? I don't know if it's that easy anymore. I'm sure there are some of you out there who are finding a way to do it, but for the most of us, buying things at stores and selling them online as a way to make thousands of dollars a week, sometimes a day, easily a month, is not so easy anymore. But I'm at Target right now, and I want to go over how you can do it at Target, because every store has their own different quirks and eccentricities that you're going to have to be aware of to make more money selling stuff. So we're at Target right now. The things that I like to buy at Target to sell online are, well, the things I sell at most stores, really. It's going to be clearance items and then anything in demand. How do you find the clearance items? Well, at Target, there's 3 main ways of finding clearance items, and sometimes they're going to overlap. The first way is going to be looking at the yellow tags, and they're going to say 15% off, 20% off, half off, whatever. For the most part, you're going to want to be avoiding the 15% off stuff, even the 30% off stuff, because they are oftentimes selling it for more in the store than online, and it's kind of a moot point. Where you can start making some money, and I'll go over how much I think you should be going for per item at the end of the video. But the stuff that I look for in terms of when it's half off, being able to make some decent money, is going to be like things that, first of all, are cheap to ship, meaning they're small. So cell phones, electronics, video games, stuff like that. That doesn't mean they're always going to be profitable at half off. When I went in there and checked out some King Cobra Dojo Switch game that was half off, it was still selling for about $5 or $10 less on eBay in brand new condition than it does in the store at half off. So keep that in mind.
Now is also a good time to say that sometimes there are discounts you can't see in the store. You only can use the Target app to scan the barcode, and then it'll be, the secret discount. I think that this is probably not good for the stores. My guess is the reason that they're secretly discounted is because they just forgot to do the actual discount in the store, and this discount comes from corporate. But keep that in mind. Like, the phone charger holder I bought that I came here for initially was actually $5 off.
Another thing to look out for is Lego sets. So anything that's like in demand and has seasonal releases, and when it's gone, it's gone. So Lego sets are a good way to look at that. And then sports cards as well. In some cases, you can buy these things new and still make money by selling them online. Either they're out of stock in most places, most stores, or they're seasonally it's past and they still have some remnants at Targets. So look at those things. Every niche is going to have their own stuff. I've seen people selling squishmallows or squishmallows. They're plush doll toys. I've seen those going for an absurd premium. Some action figures, some, a long time ago, some Funko Pops, those kind of collectibles. I do want to warn you against buying things that are new, like new in store, not discounted, and then trying to sell those online. While that was a really successful strategy 2020 until 2022, basically what you're doing is you're betting that the manufacturer of the product, Lego, Funko, Panini, Sony, whoever, is underproducing. That's what allows these profitability, bubbles to come up. Here's the thing. They have way more data than you do. So it has to be a pretty monumental screw up for them to produce too little, especially when we're not experiencing global supply chain shortages. Those, when that occurs, be it people are striking at ports or, international disease or whatever, is causing the more difficult to get products from China to America. That's a dramatic simplification. But if those aren't there, then you're going to have to be relying on them screwing up so phenomenally that you can make money off their underproduction. So, I mean, I'd say don't count on that. Probably the safer bet is to look for clearance stuff. But again, if you're somebody who has massive niche knowledge, meaning you know that, okay, you know, this brand of football cards is going to be worth a lot just because they're, you know, see, year after year they're in demand. Of course, they'll be in demand this year. If you're someone who knows that Target is doing a collaboration with X brand and they're only going to be in stores, you know, 2 weeks before Halloween, and you want to sell it in the 1 week before the 2 weeks is up so you can actually get to the person who buys it, sure, go for it. But just when you're not solely functioning on taking advantage of their clearance prices, because clearance markdowns come from a different branch of the store than purchasing. You know, what I'm getting at is it's easier to make money selling clearance stuff because they will likely sell stuff at a loss to get it off the shelves, which is where you can come in and make some money. Whereas, again, the manufacturer of the product will never make those kind of loss leader decisions on a massive scale that allows you to tap into this ridiculous demand. It just economically doesn't make sense. So I hope that helps out a bit of the thinking behind it. Now let's talk about how often you have to do this and how much money should you be looking to make per item to actually make a decent amount of money. So I think the people who are most successful with retail arbitrage as a side hustle, meaning they're not spending all day doing it, they're probably spending 5 to 10 hours a week, and they figure out a way to make an extra $500 a week. I think that's probably a good place to be. Are going to be the ones who are already doing other things driving around. So they're either going to work, or they're taking people places, they're taking their kids places, they're going on an established route for sourcing for resale, they're on a trip somewhere. They have to go on a route or multiple routes multiple times a week, and along those routes there are Targets, or there are Walmarts, or there are Myers, or there are Best Buys, or any of the stores you're going to that you found you can make money on by buying things and reselling them online. Once you begin to go out of your way to find these things, you have to really be dedicating a lot of time, because oftentimes if you're trying to hit up 10 Targets a day, you're going to be spending 4 or 5 hours in the car, which is, first of all, 4 or 5 hours you're not spent doing other things, and secondly, it's expensive to spend all the gas and the wear and tear in your car, etc. So I would say, in order to make it work, find Targets that are on your route, go to them every day, figure out what niches you want to hit up, whether it's cell phones, sports cards, video games, toys. There's more. I'm sure there's more that there is out there. Those are the ones that I'm familiar with. I'm sure there's things that have to do with anything in short supply, you know. So clothing might be an example, certain kinds of decor. Certainly there's lots of great clearance items in the home goods section as well, like air fryers and that kind of stuff. Figure out what works for you. The bigger stuff like air fryers might be local sales. The smaller stuff like video games could be on eBay or Amazon. And then just go to those, you know, go to those sections of the store every day, walk in, walk out, spend 20 minutes, and then be on your way. And hopefully at least, you know, once a week, you're finding when all the clearance stuff, because they're doing this in batches, you're finding when all the clearance stickers get put on certain segments of the store, you know, when the markdowns occur, and you're making money off of that. I would say you don't want to be making less than, let's say you can ship out 3 things a week, and you know that the 3 things you buy are going to sell. 3 things in an hour a week. I would not want to make less than $50 an hour doing this, just because if you start getting down there into the $30, into the $25 an hour range, you can quickly find yourself working for less and less and less, where if you set a really high barrier, a really high floor for what you're willing to make money on, then even if you have to auction everything off and, you know, take a wash on and stuff, you're not going to be losing money. Whenever you're doing this kind of individual, self-employed, side hustle type stuff, you always want to make sure that you're making much more than you would at a job doing it, just because there's so much less security and stability in work like this. There's, you know, Target cashback stuff. There's coupons. There's manufacturer cashback deals. Obviously, if you can find those, you're going to make more money. But I don't think you necessarily have to rely on them to find profitable things to sell. Either, you know, locally, local auctions, eBay, Amazon, Mercari, wherever you want to go. Hope this was a good little indicator. Hope it sets some realistic expectations. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.